Okay, hello everyone. Let's do this real fast. This is Real Talk, episode 3. We're gonna keep it a little bit lighter this time, actually. I don't know. I wanted to put this off. Shouldn't be. There's a lot of other things to talk about. Might as well get this kind of out of the way. And we can always revisit it, I guess. Anyways, today I wanted to talk about art and music. Art and music. Well, why talk about art and music? Art and music is just more. I wanted to talk about just music, but then I felt that art, which is also a very important expression of the human condition, should probably kind of just be lumped in. I'm going to talk about it from my point of view, and I welcome anybody to comment on how they feel about art and music and their point of view. Because the great thing about art and music, you could even say that music is a type of art, that it is the most, not the most, but one of the most varied and expressive parts of expressive art forms, I suppose. Uh, Art, there's so many different ways to draw, paint, sculpt, and otherwise communicate non-verbally the ideas and the feelings and emotions of the human condition. It's art and music is so abstract that it's so hard to even define what art is, right? Or define what music is. I mean, yes, you could say art is an expression, right? Or music is a collection of notes um, that are put in a certain way at a certain tempo, sometimes with lyrics and sometimes not, that comes together in like some sort of composition, right? Definitionally, you can define them as something that they are, but what it is so much more complicated than that. What it represents, or what it does. For me, you know, I'm going to talk a little bit less about art, and I'm going to talk a lot about music, about what each of them kind of mean to me, and what I feel that each medium kind of does for not only just me, but I believe for others as well. But art is a silent representation of whatever the artist is trying to communicate. And now you can say that yes, art can include sounds, and you could even say that music is a type of art form, which it is, I would say. The art that I'm talking about, though, is it's almost symbolic. It's symbolic. It's very it communicates a message with just non-verbally, I guess, or not using the general human communication. It doesn't use talking. It doesn't. It's not. It doesn't require others, I suppose, to consume it. Even art just kind of exists. It's a. I suppose that if you had no one that would consume your art, right? Then if no one was looking at it, then I suppose that it would be hard for you to communicate your message. But that doesn't not make it art though. It's still something to you, and I would say that on an individual by individual basis, that art still is whatever we want to make of it, and then others have the opportunity to formulate for themselves what they want to take from it. So that I guess that's just a little tidbit about art, or at least what I think about art. I'm sure there are, you know, experts that can explain oh the theory of art and its silent communicative style. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do anything like that. I'm just going to speak my mind and just kind of say a little bit of what I'm thinking that just happens to be about art. Now I want to talk about music, though. Music to me is a way that my soul can harmonize with the art and the message of another person, even though that's not even though it might be the furthest thing away from what they were trying to do. There, I would love to name songs, but I'm not going to. I think if I'm going to get into the specificity of songs that certainly have gone a long way with me, I think I'll do it on an individual by individual basis. But in general, music is the thing that allows me to channel emotions and sometimes communicate effectively what I may be feeling. And now, how does that make sense? So, for example, if we just talk about a sad song, right? That song can either communicate it literally, you know, the exact things that someone may be going through, but it also the feeling of the song, either the mood of it or I guess the style, certainly lends itself more to either certain emotions or certain feelings, certain states of mind, certain thoughts. You have slower, more somber tempoed songs that sometimes resonate with you when you feel sad. Sometimes you have upbeat ones or catchy, like ones are catchy or energetic that really pump you up, that really give you energy. Music to me is so just profound. I've used that word maybe a little bit too much, but it's so important to me, and it has been just I wouldn't have survived this long without it. Not just consuming music, but also trying to, I guess, sometimes even make my own music. Uh, I wanted to learn more music, learn instruments, uh, do voice training, dancing. Not that any of those went anywhere, but that's just how big music is to me. And the great thing about it is that everybody can do what they want and how they want with music. It's just like any art form. The intention of it might have been to communicate some sort of message, maybe even be political, or just as an expression of that artist's soul. But to someone else, it could be therapy. It could be it could be a message from them to someone else. It can mean something completely different from its original intent. And we see that. I mean, we see that, almost every day. Maybe not almost every day. That's obviously it's an exaggeration. I exaggerate, but we see that all the time. Music is such a malleable and such a flexible and such an all-encompassing part of what humans have to offer. I'm always looking for different different ways that people can take, the same 16 notes and spin them to mean their own thing. Anyways, I've been talking a little bit too much about such a simple and maybe uh, too large of a topic, but I just wanted to take a little bit of time, step back, talk about something a little bit easier this time. Art and music, some of humans' best things that we do, some of them. I'll talk about some of the other best things that humans do in another episode. Other than that, thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. Curious about anything, I'll be happy to answer, and maybe even do a video if you're wanting to hear something else. Anyways, hope you all have a great life. Catch you later. This is Shane. Thank you.